such an intriguing first round. We saw what Elliott's capable in the last 30 seconds. A long time attempting submissions there by Jankowski. What do you think his corner would tell him to make sure that he sorts it this round and maybe gets the submission he was looking for?
I think they're going to say, let's do exactly what you did at the start of the first round. Let's change level, let's take him down, and let's just control from a top position. Because clearly Andy Elliott has got some confidence, and some ability here on the feet.
Jankowski's still getting through, as we saw with that right hand, but you're right, Elliott's corner will be happy if this stays upright. He's got some nice range and variety in his punches there.
Let's see if Jankowski opts to change level, get in on the hips here.
Out of range with that right hand, which shows the respect he has now for Elliott, because he knows getting in range is also in Elliott's range. And again, that right hand thudded through from Elliott.
He keeps stepping into that right hand as well. Elliott, I think, needs to break here and throw some strikes.
That's right, he tried one to the midsection, but you're right, step back, throw the strikes again, keep that distance between them, because when they're at distance, Elliott is doing very well.
Yeah, the problem with being turned around up against the cage here is he loses that ability to dictate when that break happens, and as we say that, Jankowski in with another outside reap.
Testing times for Elliott again. Now this is where you feel that Jankowski needs to maximise on his efforts, because he had a long time in control on the front, got nothing for it in the first round.
Yeah, and I think he needs to look for that control. He needs to take his time. We know he can attack the submissions if he wants, but I think just a good, solid mount here. Wear his opponent down for a period of time, but a nice explosive escape, and immediately recovering a half guard from it is Andy Elliott. He's got that left underhook, which is exactly what he needs to get some form of offense off here, but he's going to have to watch his neck.
Yes, Jankowski. This part of the fight important for him, because it was taken away from him slightly again at the beginning of the second, and he's just beginning to reassert his authority here now.
Andy Elliott showing some intention to try and scramble back to his knees, but he's let himself get flattened out again here, and Jankowski really needs to turn that left shoulder into the chin. Not able to do so, and back to almost full guard, open guard here.
And there's also almost a bit of desperation about that initial ground and pound from Jankowski. As if to say, I've missed my chance, throw a couple of punches.
Yeah, almost a little rush.
Elliott proving very durable in defence here.
Yeah, he's got quite a good defensive guard. He's able to dictate the range between the two quite well off his back. And he's managed to really mitigate a lot of the incoming strikes that Jankowski's throwing.
And a couple of just little upward elbows there from him as well.
And this is the kind of posture that I think Jankowski needs to play for a couple of minutes. Very, very tight. Be progressive, of course, but just stay tight, glued to your opponent, hips low, and just control those positions. Just trying to sneak through again to mount. Such a shame for Andy Elliott, because he was defending that guard very well.
And now Jankowski posters up, but he's not ready yet to throw the leather. Short downward elbows, two of them, forces Andy Elliott to butt. You feel a much better position now for Jankowski.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, this is definitely his game plan here. He just needs to focus on controlling this position. Interesting use of putting the hooks inside the inner thighs. I'm not entirely sure if that's a smart thing to do. We've seen some explosive bucking escapes from Andy Elliott already.
Another heavy shot from Jankowski, turns his man.
Oh, and Jankowski not able to secure the back. Good short, cheeky right hand though, as he looks for the Darce choke. Or the anaconda, should I say, sorry. He's under the neck first and then across to the far side arm. He's going to look to roll to his right.
And Elliott a short right of his own to the midsection of Jankowski. He certainly asked questions of the Nova Forza fighter that we've not seen sometimes in previous fights.
Well, Jankowski getting that control he wanted, but as you said, Malcolm, not having it entirely all his own way there. Very resilient Andy Elliott on the ground.
Well, we had the first 30 seconds of the second round emulate the way the round ended, and then we saw Jankowski took him down again. So in terms of the rounds, you can see Jankowski winning both, but Andy Elliott is always a threat and very good defensively, and we saw just little moments of frustration from Jankowski, didn't we?
Yeah, I think he very clearly needs to come out in the third round, immediately look for that takedown, and just more of the same. It doesn't necessarily have to go for the finish, but a good controlling top game is clearly what's going to win in this fight here.
So, deep breaths from Grzegorz Jankowski. He's put a lot of effort into this fight, but still sees opponent across the cage from him here at the beginning of the third. And this is when Elliott's at his most dangerous, isn't it?
Yes, he's going to know that you know, he perhaps is a couple of rounds down, and that he really needs to work to try and force the pace here, and he's got his opportunity on the feet to do that.
Nice lateral movement from Jankowski there, though, landed with his own left, then slipped out of the way.
He really does wing that overhand right when he tries to close the distance.
And Elliott not having it his own way up right now, because that movement of Jankowski has changed here in the third, and it's changed for the better. Yeah,
it's a bit more pronounced.
And you saw there,
head
Josh,
movement.
The head movement, the lateral movement to go with it. And suddenly Elliott's out of his comfort zone.
Well, Elliott did a good job of backing Jankowski up against the fence, but Jankowski very calmly changed level, immediately in on the hips, and he's earned himself a dominant side control here. Elliott, I don't feel here, can afford to take too much time in defending. He's really got to look to create some space, scramble, and do anything he can to get back to his feet.
I agree with you, Josh. He spent too much time in the previous rounds on his back defending here, and a third round will just slip away from him in this position. But Jankowski came out totally different here in the third. I think it was that movement, a change in the attitude as well, and you could see it physically shook Elliott out of what was a very solid end to a round in the start. And he's going, what's happening here?
Yeah, the hips of Jankowski were a little high there, a little bit too much space, and you can see as he tried to progress that position, Elliott using it as an opportunity to restore his guard.
Two good downward right hands from Jankowski.
Let's see if Elliott's got any form of attacks off his back from this closed guard here.
Well, it's the only way you can see him winning now, Josh, is to pull a submission out from that position.
Yeah, he's looking for a Kimura or for a hip bump sweep, but not able to get upright quick enough. If he leaves his guard open here, we can imagine Grzegorz is going to look to pass.
Well, he's got through with four right hands and a short little right hand himself from Elliott, but it's not enough. As you said, he either needs submission or to get out of this quickly and have one last chance upright.
Well, he did throw his legs up and look for a triangle, but he's got to throw some up kicks and try and scramble back to his feet here. Can't afford to just lounge on his back for too long.
And as you said that, Josh, he pays the price once more.
Yeah, very easy pass for Jankowski, just controlled the foot, disrespected the legs, and again, knees upside control for him here.
Far more dominant round, the third.
Yeah, this is exactly the game plan that we predicted would be very useful for him, a controlling, steady-paced top game, and he's probably got that awareness now that he doesn't need to go out and finish this fight. He just needs to control his opponent, and this is clearly the range where he is the most dominant.
Yes, dropping the forearms there, his exclamation marks on this as well, every opportunity he gets. I think you're right, Josh, he's going to see this one out. He's been in control, obviously if the opportunity arises, but apart from that, very, very strong third round, the Nova Forcer fighter. A good elbow attempt from Elliott, but too little too late in this round at the moment.
See how every time Jankowski gets the posture to throw, Elliott immediately brings that leg across, tries to use his knee to, oh, well, Jankowski just put himself momentarily in a possible triangle position, but passing once again to side control here.
Short downward forearms, forcing Elliott to think again. And it was a tough third round for Elliott.
Yeah, he's really been on the back foot from the start here.
And we said if the submission attempt came up, that he would try and take it, and here's the possibility now, Josh.
Still doesn't quite have full control of the back though. He's got one hook. Oh, but he does look as though he might be under the throat here.
Will it be a late finish?
Wow. Andy Elliott makes it to the end of the fight. Resilient performance, I think.
But that third round is really the icing for Jankowski. We feel a big winner all 3 rounds, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. He didn't have it all his own way, but he had some excellent takedowns, some good control on the ground, and did have a few good submission attempts. So, good performance from the Nova Forza fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to full 3 rounds, but we have a winner by unanimous decision. Fighting out of the red corner, please put your hands together for